Hello, my beautiful friends. Welcome back to Limitless Hustle, a little corner of the world where we pause, reflect, and find our way together. I'm so glad you're here today. If you've been rushing through life lately, take a deep breath with me right now, in and out. Good. Today, I want to talk about something we often overlook, something so quiet yet so powerful: silence. Stick with me, because this might just change the way you see everything. You know, we live in a world that's loud, louder than ever. Voices shouting for attention, notifications buzzing, expectations piling up. We're told to chase, to hustle, to fight for what we want. But what if I told you that sometimes the most powerful thing you can do is nothing at all? What if everything you're searching for, peace, answers, love, comes to you when you stop running and just sit still? I've had moments in my life where the noise drowned me, where I thought I had to keep pushing, keep proving, keep shouting to be seen. But then life sat me down, forced me into silence, and in that quiet, I found something I didn't expect: myself. It was like the universe whispered, "Be still, let it come." And you know what? It did. Silence isn't weakness, it's strength. With its eyes closed, it's the courage to stop, to listen, to trust. When you're silent, you hear the things that matter: the beat of your own heart, the dreams you've buried, the answers you've been chasing in all the wrong places. It's in the quiet that you realize you don't have to force the world to give you what's yours. Everything you need, everything meant for you, will find its way, naturally, effortlessly, like a river flowing to the sea. I learned this when the chaos stopped and I had no choice but to sit with myself. In that stillness, I didn't just heal, I grew. Ideas bloomed, love returned, opportunities knocked, not because I was loud, but because I was ready. Silence taught me patience. It taught me faith. It showed me that the things we fight so hard for sometimes arrive when we let go. So here's what I want you to try. Find a moment today, 5 minutes, even one, just to be silent. No phone, no distractions. Just you and your breath. Close your eyes and listen. What do you hear? What do you feel? You might be surprised by what rises up when you give it space. That dream you've been too scared to chase, it'll speak. That strength you didn't know you had, it'll show itself. Everything you've been waiting for is already on its way. You just need to quiet down enough to let it in. Stop forcing the doors to open. Stop begging the stars to align. Sit in silence, trust the timing, and watch how life unfolds when you're not trying to control it. Because here's the secret: what's yours will always find you. What I'm saying is this: strength isn't always about how much you can carry or how loud you can be. Sometimes it's about how still you can stand when everything else is falling apart. Silence gave me that. It let me stop proving and start being. It let me trust that I didn't have to chase every dream. They'd come when the time was right. We're surrounded by this chaos, and it's not just the sounds you hear, it's the weight of it all. Expectations pile up like bricks on your chest. Be successful, be perfect, be loud enough to matter. Society tells us silence is a void, a weakness, something to avoid at all costs. So we keep talking, keep moving, keep filling the space with anything we can. I did that for years, thinking the louder I was, the more I'd be seen. But the truth hit me hard. The louder the world got, the less I could hear myself. In that stillness, I heard what I'd been too busy to notice. The fears I'd pushed down spoke up, but so did the hopes I'd forgotten. It was like a fog lifting. Suddenly, I could see the next step, feel the strength I didn't know I had. Silence isn't just a pause. It's a mirror. It shows you who you are when the world's not shouting over you. You don't have to dig for it or fight for it. Just sit. The answers you've been chasing, they're there, rising up when you give them room. Let go to receive. It sounds simple, but it's one of the hardest things I've ever done. We're taught to grip tight, aren't we? To chase what we want, to force doors open, to make things happen no matter what. I used to live that way, clinging to plans, pushing against every wall, thinking if I just tried harder, everything would fall into place. But it didn't. It left me tired, empty, hands full of nothing but struggle. Then life showed me another way. Release the fight and watch what comes. It's not easy to embrace it, I'll admit. We're wired to resist it, to see it as emptiness or surrender. But silence isn't giving up. It's standing tall in a way no one can take from you. It's the courage to say, I don't need to shout to be heard. I don't need to fight to be seen. In those quiet moments, I found a power I didn't know I had. It was like the world slowed down just enough for me to catch my breath, to listen to what was really inside me. And what I heard wasn't weakness, it was resilience, hope, and a voice that didn't need to compete with the clamor outside. What I'm saying is this: strength isn't always about how much you can carry or how loud you can be. Sometimes it's about how still you can stand when everything else is falling apart. Silence gave me that. It let me stop proving and start being. It let me trust that I didn't have to chase every dream. They'd come when the time was right, and they did. Opportunities I'd fought for in vain started flowing in when I stopped forcing them. Love I'd begged for showed up when I stopped demanding it. That's the secret of silence. It's not weak. It's the strongest thing you can lean on when the noise gets too heavy. So next time you feel the urge to fill the quiet, don't. Sit with it. Let it hold you. You'll see it's not empty. It's full of everything you've been too busy to notice. The world is loud, louder than it's ever been, and it's exhausting, isn't it? Everywhere you turn, there's something screaming for your attention. Your phone pings with notifications that never stop. People expect instant replies, instant results, instant everything. Traffic comes, screens glow, and voices. Oh, the voices. Tell you what to do, who to be, how to live. It's a constant buzz, a relentless hum that fills every corner of our days. I used to think that was just how it had to be. I'd dive into the noise, trying to keep up, afraid that if I didn't, I'd fall behind or fade away. But all it did was drown me. We're surrounded by this chaos, and it's not just the sounds you hear, it's the weight of it all. Expectations pile up like bricks on your chest. Be successful, be perfect, be loud enough to matter. Society tells us silence is a void, a weakness, something to avoid at all costs. So we keep talking, keep moving, keep filling the space with anything we can. I did that for years, thinking the louder I was, the more I'd be seen. But the truth hit me hard. The louder the world got, the less I could hear myself. That's the trap we fall into. The noise doesn't just cover up the quiet, it buries what matters. Your thoughts get lost in it. Your dreams get muffled. You start running so fast, you forget why you're even moving. I've been there, swept up in the roar, until life forced me to stop. And when it did, I realized something. The world's volume doesn't define my worth. It's deafening out there, yes, but it's not my job to match it. The real power lies in stepping away from that chaos, in finding a stillness that lets me breathe, think, and just be. Because in that loud, loud world, the quiet is where I found my voice. Stillness reveals answers. It's a truth I stumbled into when I stopped running. Long enough to listen. We spend so much time chasing solutions, don't we? Scroll for advice, ask everyone around us, fill our heads with noise, hoping something sticks. But the real answers, the ones that matter, don't come from out there. They're already inside, waiting. Silence is what uncovers them. When I first sat in that quiet, I wasn't sure what I'd find. I thought maybe it would be empty, just a blank space. But it wasn't. It was alive, my heart beating steady, my thoughts untangling, my dreams In that stillness, I heard what I had been too busy to notice. The fears I had pushed down spoke up, but so did the hopes I had forgotten. It was like a fog lifting. Suddenly, I could see the next step, feel the strength I didn't know I had. Silence isn't just a pause, it's a mirror. It shows you who you are when the world's not shouting over you. You don't have to dig for it or fight for it, just sit. Listen. The answers you've been chasing, they're there, rising up when you give them room, let go to receive. It sounds simple, but it's one of the hardest things I've ever done. We're taught to grip tight, aren't we? To chase what we want, to force doors open, to make things happen no matter what. I used to live that way, clinging to plans, pushing against every wall, thinking if I just tried harder, everything would fall into place. But it didn't. It left me tired, empty, hands full of nothing but struggle. Then life showed me another way. Release the fight and watch what comes. When I stopped forcing, something shifted. I let go of the need to control every outcome. And the things I'd been begging for started finding me. Opportunities I'd chased for years appeared when I wasn't looking. Peace I'd fought to feel settled in when I wasn't wrestling with it. It's not about giving up. It's about trusting that what's meant for you doesn't need to be dragged kicking and screaming. It flows in naturally, like water finding its path. I learned that holding on too tight blocks the good stuff. Let go, breathe, and let life deliver. What's yours won't pass you by. It'll arrive when you stop clutching and start receiving. Patience is power, a lesson I didn't choose, but one that changed me all the same. We're wired to rush, aren't we? To want it now, success, answers, healing. I was like that too, always pushing the clock, frustrated when things didn't move fast enough. But silence taught me something different. It sat me down and said, wait, trust. At first, I fought it. Patience felt like standing still while the world sped by. But then I saw it. Waiting isn't weak. It's strength with roots, growing deep while everything else shakes. In that quiet, I learned to stop forcing time to bend. I watched life unfold instead. Slowly, yes, but surely. Ideas took shape when I gave them space. Wounds healed when I stopped picking at them. Opportunities came when I wasn't chasing them down. Patience isn't just biding time, it's faith in action. It's knowing the seeds you've planted don't need to bloom today to be real. Silence showed me that power isn't always loud or fast. It's steady, certain. When I leaned into it, I grew stronger, not because I rushed, but because I trusted. Life's timing isn't mine to control, but it's always right on cue. What's yours will find you, a promise I didn't believe until I lived it. We spend so much time running after things, don't we? Love, success, peace. We chase them like they're slipping away, shouting into the void to make them hear us. I used to do that too, thinking if I didn't fight tooth and nail, I'd miss out. But here's what silence showed me. What's meant for you doesn't need a tug of war. It comes when you stop yelling for it. When you trust it's already. When I quit forcing, life surprised me. Doors I'd banged on opened quietly. People I'd begged to stay walked in without me asking. Dreams I'd screamed for whispered back when I wasn't expecting it. It's not magic, it's timing. What's yours knows your name. It doesn't need a map or a megaphone. Silence taught me that. I stopped shouting, stopped chasing, and started trusting. And one by one, the things I'd wanted found me, not because I was loud, but because I was ready. So let it go, the panic, the push. What's yours won't wander off.